Flosstube. Dana here. Wow, it has been a while. It has been a hot minute since I have been on here. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome, and I hope you enjoy today, our time together. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you. Welcome back. It has been a long time. Boy, guys, I was not planning to wait this long in between recordings. So before we just dive in, I'll kind of tell you what today's going to entail because it's been so long. So I think what we'll do is I'll do a quick life update, and then I will do the drawing for the two winners because I had, from my last video, I had the two clutches, thread clutches that I was giving away. And then we will dive into my WIP Parade because I decided that instead of doing a traditional regular Flosstube video, I thought since it's been so long and there was just so many things that I've worked on and done, I thought, you know what, I should just do a WIP Parade and just show you everything that I'm working on. And then we'll just keep going from there. So does that sound good? All right, let's dive in. I'll just give you a really quick life update. So last time I saw you, it was like right at the new year, and we were getting ready to start 2022, and our year just started off okay, and then it was like a giant belly flop. That's the only way to describe it. So what happened is my husband came down with COVID, Omicron. And then about 10 days later, my son and I also both came down with it. My husband was hit. I mean, it was kind of mild. It was okay, but pretty mild. We had COVID 2 years ago when it very, very first came out, and we were hit really hard when that happened. So this was definitely much milder. But, and my son this time around only had it for like 2 days. Like he was better really fast. But I got hit really hard and ended up, we didn't catch that it was turning into a chest infection at the end of it. And so I got nailed with some pretty bad breathing issues, which landed me on oxygen. And thankfully, I was able to be on oxygen at home. I didn't have to be hospitalized. I've never been on oxygen before. It was quite the adventure. It was scary for a little bit, but as soon as I got on oxygen and we dealt with the chest infection, I got better really, I steadily improved. But what I didn't realize was that once your lungs get that inflamed, it takes a really long time for that inflammation to come down. So I actually am just at the very last part of weaning off the oxygen at night. So I have learned a ton in this process about lung health, respiratory health, how it all works. If you follow along here very long, you will learn that I love Western medicine and all natural medicine and alternative and natural. And I really wish that the two would work together more because I believe that there's a time and a place for Western medicine, and there is a wonderful things in the alternative and natural medicine as well. And so, and when they can work in combo, it's wonderful because let me tell you, you break your leg, you want Western medicine. But there's so many things that natural medicine can help us with and deal with and keep us out of, and just handle lots of things as well. So anyways, I won't go on and on about that, but, I've learned a lot. And I'm doing much better. It's just been a slow road. And so it literally sidetracked me. I mean, for 3 weeks, guys, I had no energy to even stitch or cross or crochet or do anything. That's how just wiped out I was. And so I'm finally back on the bandwagon and I'm getting caught up with everything. And so here I am. And I just decided, and I've been dying to come and see you guys and share and kind of go over all my stitching and just talk about stitchy goodness with somebody. And so here I am. So that's what happened. That's why I was gone for so long. I've got notes down here, so I'm going to check and make sure. So thank you guys for hanging in there, and thank you for coming back, even though I'm a newer floss tuber and I haven't been on here in a while. So I appreciate you. Don't give up on me. I'm still planning to come around, and now that I'm doing better, I want to get back to and started doing these floss tubes more regularly. So, okay, let's do our giveaways. Okay, so I had 2 giveaways. These are the thread clutches that my mother-in-law made me. This design is by the Starlight Stitching Company. She's on Instagram, and you can purchase the pattern and then make your own, or she makes the most beautiful thread clutches, and then she releases them on like the 1st and the 15th of the month, and you can purchase them then. And you guys, they sell out in like 10 minutes. They're so amazing. But you can also purchase the pattern and make them. Now, I can sew, but not this well. And so my mother-in-law she's been kind of working on her prototype, and so she sent me a bunch of extras, and I wanted to share the goodness. So she had the hats one, and then she had this snowman one. And if you'll notice, she kind of, you know, some of them she was learning how to do stuff. And so anyways, so the winner for the snowman one is the sugar drops. The sugar drops. If you could email me your mailing address, I will get this dropped in the mail to you. Congratulations. And then the winner of the hats one is Christine Faulkner. Christine Faulkner. So again, you guys, congratulations. Message me your mailing addresses, and my email is down in the comments below, but it's, what's my email? Day by Day with Dana K. Don't forget to add the K, because my YouTube channel name is Day by Day with Dana, and my Instagram's Day by Day with Dana, but my email, the Day by Day with Dana, was already taken, which I don't know why, but someone else out there has Day by Day with Dana. So I added in my initial to my last name, which is Klinkner, with a K. So Day by Day with Dana K at gmail.com. So email me there, and I'll get these dropped in the mail to you guys. All right, you guys, let's do a WIP parade. Let's look through all of the stitchy goodness. I have lots to share, and I'm just gonna, I'm literally just gonna, some people, like, they iron their stuff and they make it look all perfect and they do all this stuff. I just decided, instead of keep delaying me being able to come on here and make it all perfect, this is just going to be raw, in the reel, just pulling it out of my bags, and we're just going to look at all the projects. Okay. And this isn't in any order. This is just projects that I'm working on. Okay, so the first one is by Heart and Hand, and it is the Floral Heart. Super cute little teeny tiny stitch. And here it is. Yay. So I am doing this one on, let me look it up. I've got my notes right here. This is on 16 count espresso by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm using all the called for DMC. Super cute. I've actually been taking this, here's the called for DMC, all the different called DMC colors. I have been taking this when I go out places, or I'm in the car. It's like an easy little stitch to take with me when I go places, which is fun. So, and this is a little project bag that my mother-in-law made me. She's the one who does the clutches too. She's a wonderful sewer, crafter, quilter, and she makes me matching little clutches. Isn't that amazing? I'm so blessed. I can't even tell you. So that's our first one. The next one, this bag is by Pamsneedleandthread, which you guys know I love her as a project bag maker. Okay, so this one is by Owl Forest Embroidery. Here is the pattern. Oops. Here's the pattern. It's called Hummingbirds. Hummingbirds. And I'm actually working on this for my mom. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Will it focus? There we go. And here's all the, they have beautiful variegated threads. And I got them from Forest. Aren't those pretty? So pretty. This is my first time working with variegated threads. And this thread keeper is from Fat Quarter Shop. I think it's from their, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, you guys probably know. It's the Marketplace or Flea Market Flowers. That's what it is. The Flea Market Flowers stitch along, or not stitch along, project. Anyways, here is where I'm at with this project. Now, I've actually gone, there's more that I've worked on over here, but this is the section that I'm on right here. See how the bird, the blue is like stitching up, so pretty. There's that variegation. And the variegation here in this, the pink and the green, it's so pretty how it stitches up. So I pretty much have this whole section over here done, and I'm starting over here and working my way down. If you look again at the pattern, I have done all of this, or excuse me, all of this. I'm down to here. I've done this whole side, and now I'm over here starting to work on this, and then I'll be halfway, and then I'll work my way down the bottom. So yeah, really fun stitch. What's fun about samplers, and again, being a newer stitcher, what's fun that I'm learning is it's like you kind of work your way through these little motifs all the way through. So it's like, you know, you finish one and you feel like you have this major accomplishment. Like when I finished this whole little bleeding heart section, I was like, oh, that's so fun and pretty. So yes, there's that one. And then, boy, I need my, you know, for those of you who watch Brenda and Laura, the Brenda and the Cereal Starter, I need my Laura, or I need my Brenda to be here to help me put away each of my projects when I'm done sharing with you. Okay, and this one, this is actually a Mill Hill. Let's see if I have the picture. Oops, not that one. Where is it? I may have to wait on this one. Show you. Oh, here it is. It's actually in the bag with the project. Okay. Pull this one out so you can see it on the outside. Okay, so it is this one. It's called Sleigh Ride by Mill Hill. It's a really pretty ornament. And here is where I am with it. I'm just going to hold it up like this. I am right there. So I have done all of the stitching and I'm down to just the beadwork. So I'm actually working, just beginning to work my way because my thread right here, my thread right there is starting to work on the navy blue beading that's going to come all the way down in through here. You see that sparkle? Isn't that pretty? So that notice that the beadwork is going to come all the way down here through the whole area of the sled. So isn't that fun? I'm excited. Still have a ways to go. And I don't mind working on holiday stuff, even though it's not the holidays, because I feel like with crafting, you kind of have to be, I enjoy doing like current holiday stuff, you know, like Easter and spring right now. But I don't mind doing Christmas and other holidays because you kind of have to work year round, especially if you want things to decorate your home and your Christmas tree and stuff like that. If you leave it only till the time of year, then I'm never going to get it done. So here is another holiday one. Now this one is, for those of you who follow along on Instagram, sorry, I'm trying to remember It's called Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. So Pinker in pumpkin. So P in the letter N and then pumpkin, Punkin. Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. And her name's Melissa. And she is the sweetest lady, you guys. So sweet to message. And she has all of these free patterns and on her blog. So it's Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. You could just look on her blog. And then she regularly gives away freebies, and she'll talk about them on her Instagram account. And so I'm doing an entire one of her series called the Prim series, Prim. And it's these little tiny 2x3s, and you could turn them into cute little ornaments, and super, super cute. Oh, you know what I forgot to tell you? With the, let me see, the Hummingbirds by Al Forest. The fabric that I am doing that one on is a 16 count Witchelt Iceland blue. So that is Icelandic blue by Witchelt 16 count. And then we had that one. Okay, so now here we are at the Prim series by Pinker and Pumpkin. Let me pull up what fabric this is. This is on 16 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. Now, I am working on several at a time on the same piece of fabric, right? So this is the whole piece of fabric. It has this really pretty marbling on it, variegated, or marbling, I think that's what it's called. Again, Heartland by Picture This Plus. And so I've done the love one. And then I've done the peace. And now I'm beginning to work on hope. And hope is these are free patterns, so I think it's okay that I show you. Her patterns come like this, and then hope is a candle. So I'm working on that one next. But these have been really fun. They stitch up really quickly, and they're fun. And I actually started a hashtag with this. So if any of you guys want to join me, and you don't have to do the Prim stitches, you can do any of Melissa's free patterns. It is Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting Sal. Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting Sal. I'll put the hashtag down here in the video. So if you want to join me in doing any of her free patterns and then put the hashtag in, that would be fun to have you join along. So again, there's those 3. Super fun. And then because I'm doing so many and I'm going to kind of finish them all at once, that's why I just have left them all together on the same piece of fabric. And then I just use my quilting or my sewing little clips, and then I just stitch, and then I move to the next section and so on. So it works well for me. And I'm using the Called for DMC that she suggested. Just all my little floss packs of the Called for DMC. I think I might have switched. No, I don't think I did. I think I might have switched the red out. I think her red might have been a little brighter. But I'm using 3777 with DMC red, which is like a really deep, dark brick red. And let's see. Okay. This is another project bag by Pamsneedleandthread. Love it. Okay. Next WIP is, oh yes, this is from, let's see, let me pull this up. Number 8, my thing, my little book. I use this the cross stitch journal from Fat Quarter Shop. And in the front, you can put all your WIPs and what you're working on. You can have up to 50. And then on each page, then you can go in and put all of your project information that matches the number of what you're doing. So here's number 8, the one that I'm doing. So this is called Christmas is Coming. It's kind of an Advent countdown stitch, and it was in the Cross Stitcher magazine, issue number 376, which was November 2021. And it's actually by Doreen Jones, which she's a pattern designer that she's fun. I really love. And this is a Starlight Stitching Company thread clutch. Isn't that adorable? Again, I'll show you what they look like. Can you tell I've been busy stitching? But here I keep all of my little thread orbs, you know, my little thread trash. And then any thread that I'm kind of currently working with, since this is a really small stitch and you keep using the same threads for a few stitches here, a few stitches there. So I have a bunch of needles ready to go, because if you're only going to do 5 stitches and then you're going to switch colors and stuff, I've just had a bunch of needles ready to go with the different colors. So that's when I love these big thread keepers. Really nice to work with. Anyways, this one is done on, it looks like this. Let's see, is that a good one? I'll just show you. It's kind of hard to see, but it's all of these little tiny motifs for Advent, right? Now, I am not doing them on this particular, the way that they're doing them into pockets. I'm just doing it on one large thing. Here's another little example close-up of the images. Aren't they so cute? So see, they did it on a white, and then they used a lot of blue to surround. I decided to use a blue fabric instead, and then that way I didn't have to do all the blue stitching around. So let me put this on my board so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, here we go. Now, again, it's not ironed, but here is where I'm at so far. Isn't that cute? I don't have the numbers on all of them, but I've worked my way up to, and I'm doing 5 across. There'll be 5 across, and 5 down. Actually, is that right? Or is it 4 across and 6 down? You guys, I think it's 4 across and 6 down. I'm sorry. But this is on 14 count Zweigart Aida in Blizzard Blue. And it has, I don't know if you can see in the light, it has a sparkle to it. Isn't that cute? Some of those images. They're cute. It's been a really fun stitch. And I did switch the colors out because I completely switched the fabric and the reds and stuff didn't go. And so whenever you do that, I just recommend that you, you know, pull out your fabric and then pull the flosses that maybe they suggest at first. And then just, if it doesn't go, switch it out. And that's the wonderful thing about, you know, like as you guys see this container right here, I've got a whole bunch of flosses in there. It's a wonderful thing about having a floss stash, because then you can kind of dig around and find colors that work. And so this is my colors, my DMC colors. I'm using the red that I'm using. People always want to know that color. 321, DMC 321. It's a really bright Christmassy green or red. And then the green that I'm using is 703. So there's the red and the green. And then I'm using like 3 shades of blue and a white and a brown. So anyways, that's been a fun little stitch. And again, because I just kind of keep plugging away at it, I will hopefully have it done in time for being able to put it up for Christmas this year. And it'll fit in a nice, I think when it finishes, the stitch size is going to be 9 1/8 by 9 1/8. So it'll be, it'll end up being like a square, cute, you know, so I could do it in like a 10 by 10 or something like that, frame it in a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12 if I want to frame it with a border or something. So that'll be fun. Okay, what is next? Next is, oh yes. Yes. Okay, this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is what I first start. Country Cottage Needleworks was when I very first started stitching. This is their monthly sampler series, and this is the April sampler, monthly sampler. I'm sorry for it's not wanting to focus. Let me see if I can get it to focus when I'm not in it. I think because of the reflection. Anyways, and these little sampler things are not very, they're not very clear either. But anyways, this is the April one. And again, it's April, right? So I should have it done. But you know what? I don't worry about that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just working my way through. I might, when I finish this one, instead of just going right into May, I may jump ahead and start at like June or July, so that maybe I can get those finished and be able to hang them up before and get them done, and then come back later and finish up like the May and that kind of thing. But here I am. Let's see. Let me move this out of the way. I'll move this down here. So here we go. I've just got my house, got the trees, the flowers. These are just the very tops. These are going to be the tops of the carrots. There's carrots here, 3 carrots, and then they've got 3 or 4 little Easter eggs, and I've got to finish, I ran out of white. I got to finish my little bunny. You need to get the roof on the house and the door. I love these little sampler stitches. They're just, there's enough that you're stitching in one color that you use up a thread, but then you switch colors, but you're not switching colors like every few stitches. So it's really nice for a beginner stitch. And this is, let's see, for 20. I'm pretty sure this is Witchelt. Yes, it's 16 count Witchelt in beautiful beige. So, excuse me, these have been really fun. I've really enjoyed these. I've done the January, February. I finished the March, which I'll show you guys when I do my next Flosstube, and I'll show you my finished stuff. I did March and now working on April. So, and I've got all the other patterns to finish the rest of the year because they finished the series last year. But I'm just going to slowly work my way through. This is a bag, again, by Pamsneedleandthread, but my husband actually had it made. He sent in the fabric. I'll show you. Isn't this cute? It's like Valentine cute fabric. We had this fabric in his fabric stash, our fabric stash, and he's a quilter. I think I've told you guys that. And so he surprised me and sent some of the different fabrics in, and she made me bags. So that was very fun. That was for my birthday last year. Okay, next project is, dun, dun, dun. Okay, this is by Owl Forest Embroidery. This is the 100 Owls pattern. Okay, looks like this. There's Owl Forest Embroidery, and this is the pattern. This is a request by my husband. He loves owls and nature, and I think it's beautiful. And there's literally 100 owls in, they include even these little tiny ones down here count as owls, and there's different ones. But there's literally 100 owls in this pattern. What's really fun about this pattern is as you're working your way through, on the different pages, they will tell you, like when they number the owls, like on the pattern is, they break it down, you know, like they give you just these 2 owls, just this little section right here, just this little section. And in the pattern, they number the owls, and then they tell you what kind of owl it is. So while I'm stitching them, I've been looking them up and kind of reading about them so that I know a little bit about like the barn owl versus the black and white owl, the rusty barred owl, the marsh owl, the black banded owl, the snowy owl. I didn't know there were so many owls. So anyways, there's that. And I am using Owl Forest's floss that they do a variegated floss. And it's on this pattern keeper. And you know what, guys? I cannot remember where I got it. I think I shared where I got it in my last video because I got it for Christmas. And it worked out perfect to hold all these different flosses that came in this, this pattern. I mean, look, I love their variegated flosses. Aren't they so pretty? Here, it's better when you like swirl it up and you can see all the different variegations. It's just so pretty. I mean, even the white here has like beautiful white and pink and orange. The blue has like purples in it and blues. So pretty. The greens, like so many pretty colors. So that's the floss. And then here is the project. I'm not too far on it. Let's see. Let me tell you what I'm stitching this on. This is on 16 count eggshell by Fiber on a Whim. So again, I'm not going to take it off the Q-snap because it's huge. It's like this big, huge thing, and it's hard to kind of get it perfectly in the middle and mount it on the Q-snap. So I'm just going to show you where I'm at. So I am obviously stitching the 2 barn owls at the top, and I'm right here finishing up the white and his little nose and stuff. Aren't those so cute? Look at all that variegation in their wings and their bellies and their around their heads. Like, I didn't do any of that. And then the vine in the middle, that's all variegated thread. It's so fun. So those are my first 2 owls out of 100. So I've got a long ways to go. So you guys will be seeing this one for quite a while. But that's okay, because that's what these stitchy channels are for, right? We can just enjoy following each other's project progress. So this bag, she have her thing on here? I can't remember if she does. Yes, the Brass Button. This bag is by the Brass Button. This is the Beauty and the Beast. Isn't that so cute? I just love it. And my husband and I kind of have a joke about us being Beauty and the Beast. And so he got me this bag and a matching thread minder or thread keeper. And so I thought it was the perfect bag to do work on his project. And then I found this needle minder. That's the stained glass from Beauty and the Beast. And so I themed the whole thing. Because, you know, your project bags need to be cute too, right? Keep in mind, I collected project supplies for over a year before I actually started stitching. I'm weird like that. Who else does it? Raise your hand. True confessions, right? I love all the things that go with crafting too. You know, the rulers, the tools, the bags, the little things. And I started collecting some of those things before I ever started stitching. And then I do find though that the project bags are really nice. Like, it's really nice. And you know what? If you can't afford the fabric ones that, you know, on Amazon, they have the inexpensive, you know, the 10 by 10s, the 11 by 11s, 12 by 12s, and they come in those sets of 8 or 10. I've had those too. Like, I think we kind of go through stages and we figure out what works well for us. And then also I always use birthdays and Christmas and things like that to ask for things like tools and things that I really want, or I'll save up, you know, my free money and I'll have my eyes on certain things that I want. And because I think getting like pining after and making the wish list is half as fun, or is just as fun as, or half the fun of getting the fun gifts. You know what I mean? Is like the anticipation or the looking forward to. So that is the 100 Owls project. Okay, the next one. Okay, a lot of you guys have been working on this one. So, have to breathe for a minute. This one is the Slava Ukraine free stitch by front pattern from Long Dog Samplers. And this one is in support of Ukraine and the war that's going on right now. And the reason I just have to pause and breathe for a minute is just breaks my heart. And it's, you know, getting more serious over there all the time. And for those of you who may follow along, like Stitchy Princess Black on Instagram, Katarina, and there's multiple other ones. Stacy at the 911 Stitcher did a wonderful video where she highlighted a lot of Ukrainian stitchers that we can support right now. But partly why it breaks my heart is, so again, I'll just finish showing you this Long Dog Sampler, Slava Ukraine, and then I'll show you my project in a minute, is I actually went to Ukraine back in 1993. I was there for a month. It was an exchange with our college. I went to George Fox University, and in May they had what was called May term, and you could, for a month, go to these different countries. And I chose to go to Ukraine, and it was not a study. I mean, we did a little bit of English study, but that wasn't the whole focus. The focus really was touring. We actually stayed with 2 different families while we were there. It was really about immersion into the culture, and we did learn some. I mean, we were in very, very loose, kind of like Russian classes, but we more helped the Russian students with their English a little bit. But mostly it was spending time with the 2 families that we lived with, and I mean, we were I was the only one staying at a home, right? And all the other friends of mine, you know, college students that were on the trip, each of us were in different homes. And then we would come together, we would meet during the day and go on these tours or these different things with our students, who would they were our translators, because most of their families spoke full Ukrainian, Russian, and it was, I mean, so there was the language barrier, right? With the parents and the grandparents of those families. So we were really dependent on the students that we were staying with, you know, to translate with their families what we were saying when we were in their home. So it was I had the best time. Ukraine is a beautiful country. When I was there, they had only been out of the Soviet Union for, just a few years, because 91 and, no, excuse me, I was there in 93, and it was 80, was it 89? So they'd only been out for like 4 years, out from underneath the USSR, the former Soviet Union. This is actually my scrapbook from that time when I was there. Here's my trip to Kiev, Ukraine. And actually I wanted to show you, see, here's we have arrived in Kiev. And if you look really close, you can see right there is the, yeah, well, anyways, I'll show you. There's one other picture, is the cathedral. Okay, so here is the St. Andrew's Cathedral that you see in all the pictures of Kiev when they're showing the country or the city, the downtown. This is Mariinsky Palace. There's so many parts. Let me show you. This is my family that I stayed with when I was there. Galina and Valerie and Victoria. It was an amazing visit. Let me show you a picture of, where is it? We were also in Kanyev, and we were in Kharkov, and we were in Odessa. So all the cities that I'm seeing on the news, I was there. I walked those squares and those streets, some of the places that are being bombed. I was in those cities. And so I get really emotional because I know I met the people and they were amazing, incredible. And so my heart's breaking, right? Just breaking. I actually have not talked to, I lost touch with, the family that I stayed with for a while. And I was just literally right before last fall, I was just thinking I need to connect with them again and see if I can kind of catch up because it's been a few years. And then we got sick and then everything happened. And so I don't know if they're okay or not. I don't know if they left Kiev. I don't know if, but I'm determined to find out. So if I find out, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated. Here's the Lavra Monastery, the one that you see in the pictures of Kiev. Here is pictures of the city and the square. Here's a good picture. That one right there of the monastery. It's kind of hard to see. But because these are back in 1993. These were pre-iPhones, right? It's really wild. This is really wild. This was my favorite monument when we were there. And now with everything going on, and knowing the history more, I can't even believe that they haven't said a word about this on the news. And I'm wondering if this has gotten blown up already or if the Ukrainian people want to tear this thing down now. But it says this was my favorite monument. It was called the Unity Arch, symbolizing the friendship between Ukraine and Russia. It was huge and beautiful. And underneath the arch is a statue of a man from Russia and one from Ukraine holding a flag and a banner up together. All of the Ukrainians loved this monument. They talked about it and how much it meant to them because it symbolizes their independence from Russia, but the good relationship between the two countries. Isn't that wild? So there it is. That was the arch. And there's the, let me see if it's there's another view. It was just this beautiful, beautiful arch. And now it's just, it probably rips their heart out to see it because it feels like such a lie, right? So anyways, the people are just amazing, beautiful people. Here was Valerie, the dad I stayed with, and one of his friends. They're just the neatest families. Here were a bunch of the students. One night we were having a big dinner together. Here's a picture of a typical Ukrainian wedding photo from back. They never smiled. They said it wasn't appropriate to smile in wedding pictures. Just neat people. This was in Odessa. We were down at the Black Sea. I was with a different family down there. I haven't heard from them either. Anyways, the opera house that you're seeing on the news, this square right here that you're seeing. Yeah, that's all. They're trying to protect it and whatever. But all those all the apartment complexes, see those pictures of the flats? Yeah, we were by hundreds and hundreds of those. Those were back just being built, and see all the construction sites for those when we were there, because again, they had just come out from being under the USSR. So yeah, this is Kharkov Square. Right here, that's a big statue of Lenin. That whole square has been bombed. So anyways, I could go on and on and on. It just really is hard for me what's going on. And it's hard for all of us, I know. It's just devastating for us all to watch. And so that's why I get a little emotional about it. And I think about him all the time. I pray for him every day, multiple times a day. And any way that we can support them or support the humanitarian organizations that are supporting them, my husband and I have been doing that. And so I've been stitching this by the Long Dog Samplers. Again, it's free, Slava Ukraine. And here's where I'm at. And I am doing this one on, you know what? I didn't write it down what the fabric is. Oops. It is a 16 count something. I love 16 count Aida. And I'm using the called for DMC. And did I put it in here? I didn't put it in here. Yep, here's the called for DMC. What's really nice about this stitch is it's very simple. You've just got the blue. I actually think I switched the yellow because it didn't go well with my fabric. But anyways, I love this stitch, and when I stitch on it, I just sit and pray for them and think of them and just pray for resolution, safety, all of the ones that are fleeing right now. It's a heavy time, you guys. It's a lot to process. There's no words that make it right. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can say like, oh, I mean, you know, it's just hard, and war is brutal, and what they're going through is atrocious. And so anyways, Slava Ukraine, if you guys can get that and stitch it up, or any of the other ways that you can support Ukrainian pattern designers and things like that, please do right now, because some of them, that's how they're surviving. They're using that money, and that's how they're surviving and eating and things right now. Or it's providing for them as refugees when they're establishing themselves in another country, and it's a little trickle of income that's giving them a little bit of a start to be able to either sustain themselves while they're there or begin to rebuild a new life. So really important right now. Okay. The next stitch, next WIP that I'm going to share about is, this one is called Winter's Rest. Winter's Rest. And this is by the Calico Confectionery. What's it called? The Calico Confectionery. I got this from Annabella's on Etsy. I saw her talk about this pattern and I just loved it. But you can also get it at calicoconfectionery.com. Again, Winter's Rest. And let me look up what I'm doing this one on. I'm doing this one on for 14. Aida 14 count smoky white. Okay, looks like this. So it has some real, you can see the marbly, what is the name for it? Of course, I'm going completely blank. Anyways, isn't that pretty? I love how simple, and the colors are just really pretty. Today has been canceled. I was stitching on that one a lot when I was recovering from being sick, and just like, all right, today's been canceled, no energy, still getting better. So there's that one. And on that one, I know I'm using the call for DMC because they went really well with what I was, what the pattern called for in the reds and the blues. It was a good color combo for the fabric that I was using. Which again is the, what was that? The Aida 14 count smoky white. Okay, my next WIP, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Okay. The next one is my Bird Crush Club by Lindy Stitches. So this is the Bird Crush Club. It's a monthly club that Lindy Stitches started, and she's obsessed with birds. And if you guys hear her talk about it, and that she did it in a Flosstube where she shared about how much she loves birds and why she did it, it's the best video ever. I love Lindy Stitches. If you don't watch her on Flosstube, you should. She's hilarious. Her sense of humor is just really fun. I just love, she's fun, creative, whatever. So she started this Bird Crush Club, and so every month we get a pattern, And here, this is the Stellar J. This was for January. Yes, I'm still working on January. And again, you guys, I just don't worry. I mean, I'm super behind on not doing them every month, but that's okay. I just keep plugging away. This is what it looks like in her pattern. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Stellar's J. And I'm using all the called for DMC. Here's my flax packs. All the called for DMC. Super pretty. And I am doing this on, let's see, 16 count Aida. Picture This plus Fog. So there we go. So it's gonna look like, oops, sorry. I was grabbing the pattern. So it's gonna look like this, right? And I've got this much done. So I'm starting in on the branches right here. I need to work on his feet. I need to add in his eyes. See how he has his eyes and the branches and stuff. But I've made quite a bit of progress. And then I need to add in all of his feathering down the tail. See the detail work with the back stitching that you do on the wings and the tail? I need to do all of that. And then I'll get to add in the leaves and the things like that. Oh, the really fun part is each month you get the pattern, you get picture of the bird, you get some stickers that go with it. And you also get one skein of variegated floss by Threadworks. It's an overdyed floss. This is the green for January, the variegated green. I can't remember what color this is. It's 010471. And I can't remember what the name, does it say in here? Let's see if it says what the name is. Grass is Green by Threadworks. And so she includes one skein of the Threadworks with each month's subscription with your pattern. So I'm slowly building up a little bit of a fun collection of variegated floss, which is super fun. Because I'm mostly a DMC girl. Other than the Owl Forest embroidery floss, I'm mostly a DMC girl. So again, this is on 16 count Aida. Picture This plus Fog. And if you'll notice, this is on a really small frame, right? I like working on small frames. On the really big frames, I just find it's harder to hold. You're kind of navigating around. I just like being able to rest it on my chest or hold it close or just be able to hold it in my hand like this and stitch. And I'd rather have it tight and close and then move it around. So I tend to lean towards the 6x6 and the 8x8s. I have tried an 11x11 and it was just a little too much for me. So I like these. And I know I've seen you guys with the scroll frames and the really big hoops and the different stuff. And I'm going to try some different things as I go along. Like I know I'm only a year. How far am I into my stitching journey? A little over a year. And so I'm sure I'll get into all those. But for now, I enjoy the smaller and then just moving my pattern around. So that's progress on the Bird Crush Club. Yay. And Lindy said in her last email, she sends us an email every month. She said that while she stitches, she will pull up a YouTube video of that bird doing its bird call. And so she kind of like gets to know the bird while she's stitching, which I thought that is super fun. Like how fun is that? So I'm going to do that next time I'm stitching on this. I'm going to pull up a YouTube video of the Stellar J and listen to it and kind of get to know the bird a little better. She has this Aviary of Stitches book, which you don't have to be a member to get this. This was a separate little purchase from her store. Look at on the back. Isn't that cute? And in here, it says this aviary belongs to, and then, you can fill it out here. And she gives you stickers each month of the Bird Crush Club, the Like this is the Stellar J, and then you can add a picture of the project and then fill it out. I haven't filled mine out yet because I'm still working on the January one. So, but this will be really fun when I'm all done with all 12 and to have all the little things in here. Super fun. I'm still going to put the, like I still have the project in my cross stitch journal book, but this will just be fun to have just all the birds, you know, together. So I think anyone can pick those up in her store. Those weren't like a club member exclusive, and yes. Okay. Again, where is my Brenda when I need her to put my project away? Okay. Next WIP is, this one is called Hop into Spring by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is their springtime series. Let's see, am I getting that in there? Yeah. Hop into Spring. Isn't that cute? The little bunny and the carrots and the wagon. This is their springtime series, number 2. I thought he was so cute. I think I picked this up from Annabella's on Etsy as well. She has a great selection of patterns, you guys, and she has really good prices, and her shipping is fast, and she runs sales from time to time, or will give you like a 20% off, or over the weekend she'll do a flash sale, that kind of thing. So I really enjoy buying things from her shop. I'm using all the Called For DMC. This is one of those patterns where they use a lot of different shades, but it really makes the pattern look beautiful. So let me look up, because I did this one on a different color. Number 19. Okay. I did this on 16 count Ada Sweetgrass. And there's my little guy. There's my little bunny. It's so funny. It almost looks like a smile. It's supposed to be his nose. Once this is filled in, it'll look a little more like a nose. Right now it looks like a little funny bunny. I mean, when you look at the actual sampler, I guess it does kind of look like, if you put it side by side. I wanted to do mine. I know the grain's a little much, and right now it looks a little crazy, but I want to finish this, and then I have these really pretty tan, kind of like a rick-rack, like a little thing. I'm hoping it'll look very springy and fun, because it looks a little much right now, but the greens actually look pretty good in person, and it's not as like, I don't know, it's very spring when you see it. I can see how it looks really good in the tan as well over here. And then I just decided to go with really springtime colors. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll turn out. It won't be too crazy. But that has been a fun stitch to work on. This stitch, what's fun about this one is I've learned a lot about outlining in this one. So once you like instead of counting every single row, and like even on the carrot, I still have this whole part of the carrot to do over here. But what you do is you outline around the section, right? And then you just go back and fill in. So like I outline the tummy, and then I'm going to go back and fill that in with the white, right? And right now I'm just filling in the gray because I've already done all the other parts. So outlining is the way to go. And what's nice is I can pick this up and I don't have to count. I can just stitch all the gray because I know exactly what the areas that I need to stitch. So that's really fun. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited to tell you guys about the next one. Okay, then my next WIP is, they're my last two. My next WIP is, I just joined this one. So is you guys know I love Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this is their Under the Sea Club. Okay, they just kicked this off in March 25th. And what it is every month on the 25th, they release a new part of the pattern. So it's kind of like a mystery stitch along for the year, but the theme and the whole project when we're done is it's an under the sea picture. And they released the way that it will work. And you get this whole packet, like, and it's not very expensive. I think it's like $17.95 for the whole year if you just get the pattern. And you're going to have something to stitch on for the whole year. And so they release a new pattern and they tell you, you know, March, April, May, they're going to release the different things. And they kind of, let me show you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Sorry. I forgot that I took it out. So see, they show you where they're going to put their, you know, so here was March, and then April's going to be in this section. May is going to be over here. And so we're going to slowly work our way through. And by the end of the year, we're going to have this whole completed, beautiful under the sea image. And so the first one, which I know I can show you now because it is up on the website, because they've already released this one for March, but it was the Little Mermaid and the Dolphins section, which again, clue number one, this area right here is the mermaid and the dolphins. Isn't that cute? So cute. So Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery for the win. I'm using all the called for DMC. And let me show you what I'm doing it. So they did it on, what color did they do it on? They did it on 28 count Cashel in Nessie by Picture This Plus. So 28 count Cashel in Nessie, or you could do it in a 14 count Cashel by Picture This Plus. I am doing it on number 16. I am doing it on a 16 count Ada Snow on Aqua. So I had this, right? And yes, it can look like snow, but don't you think it can also look like water? Like from a distance, and with the whole under the scene thing going on, it looks like bubbles. Because see, we're doing a little bit of bubbles here, but to me, these look like bubbles and water as well. And I just thought, how fun to have the whole background be just a really fun, watery looking scene. So that's what I'm doing mine on. So again, 16 count Ada Snow on Aqua by Fabric Flair. And when this is done, it's going to be pretty much an 8 by 10.5 is about what it's going to be. So it's good. It's a decent size. I'm super excited because I was working a bunch last night on my dolphin. I need to fill in all the little, there's a bunch of little things in their eyes and stuff. But I'm right at the point where I get to start the mermaid, which I'm like, yay, she's going to go right up here. So I'm really excited. It'll be fun. This is an 8 by 8. And I learned the tip about, if you have, this is actually an off-brand. My mother-in-law sent me an off-brand of, not a Q-snap. And it's awful. You guys, I only recommend the Q-snaps because they don't slip. They work really well. I had gotten an off-brand and I was like super frustrated because it slipped all the time. It wasn't working. And then I heard the tip about putting the pieces of felt underneath to get it to hold better. And you guys, it works fabulous. It like doesn't let things slip. It also protects your fabric. I've even seen people do these with the regular Q-snap, but it has saved me being able to use this, still use that off-brand, because I didn't want to, I need lots of Q-snaps because I have lots of WIPs, but this is really fun. So anyways, that's my progress on Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Under the Sea. And I'm really enjoying it. It's a really fun. And she doesn't give you an overwhelming amount of work to do for the next month. It's not an overwhelming amount. It's like the perfect amount. Matter of fact, you feel like you can accomplish it and you'll be done and ready for next month when she puts out the next section. So, okay, I'll just do that in a minute. And my very last WIP. And I'm not doing too bad. I haven't kept you guys too terribly long. Okay, this is actually from This is from, let's see, do I have this one written down? Oh, I don't think I wrote this one down yet. Okay. This is from the Cross Stitcher magazine. This is from, oh, you guys, I'm going to have to look it up. I'll have to tell you in my next Flosstube, or I'll have to, it's designed by Susan Penny. It came free with the magazine. The pattern is free inside the magazine. And they even gave you this card that we're going to mount it in. And it's called Honeybee Card Kit. Now, they did it, it's on white, and then they stitched in all this blue, light blue, to make it look like air. I feel like the blue kind of darkened it a little much. So I'm actually leaving mine just stitched on the white. And here, I'll show you. Put on my little board here. I'm leaving mine just stitched on the white. I think it looks prettier and clearer. And I feel like if I were to fill this all in with blue, I feel like it's going to look like really darken it. So I'm going to leave mine. I've done 2 of the circles. You can see, here's the third. It's the flower part, that third bottom one. And so that's the one that I just started working on down here. And so once I have that done, I will be able to put it inside. They give you the little card kit that comes with it. I don't know if you can still get these, but if you order, when you go back and you can purchase just individual issues of the magazine and get the actual physical copies, and it will, let me see which one this is. Okay, this is issue 370. Issue number 370, the Cross Stitcher. That's what it's called. Cross Stitcher magazine 370. And see, they give you the little card that I'm going to put it in. Isn't that adorable? And the envelope and everything. And it opens up and you're able to attach your fabric on the inside. It'll hold it in there, and then it has a little place where you can put like hand stitched for you by, and then it covers it and protects it on the one side, and then you open it up and you can write your message. So it's not like your ink's going to get on the back side of your stitching or anything. They've done a really good job with these. So I have no idea if these are still available. They tend to run out of their little kits, but you have to purchase the actual issue of the magazine, and it's from Britain. In order to get the projects that come with it, or subscribe to get the actual physical magazine, and you subscribe because they also have digital copies, but obviously then you just get the pattern, which you could totally just get the pattern. This would make the cutest. You could stack these up and do a little bookmark. You could just do one image. Like, they're so cute. Even just this little like be happy. Wouldn't that be so cute on a little card? Just a little opening on a card, or even just these two together. But anyways, I've really had a fun time doing this. This one changes colors a lot. You just do a few stitches and you're done at a time. But the reason I'm doing this one, and hopefully my daughter is not watching this, is my daughter just started keeping bees last year. She's newly married. They're getting ready to celebrate their 2nd anniversary. And her husband's family lives on a large farm, and they have given her an area where she's one of her sister-in-laws also keeps bees, and so she's taught our daughter Dara how to keep bees as well, and they've been kind of navigating that together. And so Dara just loves bees. She loves bees, and so I just thought I should send her a card and stitch this up for her, just in celebration of her bees. So that's the project. Not fun? So that is my last WIP. Yay! Isn't that fun? It's fun to look through everything and just see where you're going. And I love, these are all of my current, there's a few other WIPs that I have that I forgot to pull out, but I'll just, like I have the vintage, the Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt, and I have, there's 1 or 2 others, but not very many, just like maybe 2 or 3 others that I wasn't able to grab in order to do it. But I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to show what I have. These are the WIPs that I kind of keep by me in my chair where I stitch, and I am out. True confessions here, guys. So you know how people have done those March Madness, or they've done the what's it called, WIP Go, or the things where they will they'll have a number or whatever, and they'll put all their stitches on it, and then it gets drawn, and then that's the one you have to stitch on for that month or that week or whatever. No, I can't do that. I am like, the minute you tell me that I have to stitch on that, I am like, no, that's not the one I want to stitch on. Or like I know this sounds crazy, but I have to like feel the project that I want to work on. Like I have to really be in the mood for it. I have to want to stitch that way. Like that little hop one that I showed you that was just mindlessly filling in, and it had a lot of the, back and forth, versus say this one, the one that I was just showing you, that where the stitches are really tiny and you're changing colors a lot, and versus the the March sampler one with the little houses and the little, the narrow, I like, they each feel really different to me based on what the stitching is like, based on whether or not you're doing lots of counting versus lots of color changes versus just lots of filling in. Like even the projects, the Christmas ones, like I kind of have to be in the mood. And so my husband and I, he has a joke. He's like, so are you over there having like spirit-led stitching? Like I'm like, which one do I feel like I should stitch right now? Like he teases me. But like obvious, like, and if him and I are arguing or having a disagreement, I'm not in the mood to stitch those 100 owls. Know what I mean? I'm like, you don't want this kind of rah, 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 while I'm stitching your owl. So it's, yeah, I can't do the tell me which to stitch. I have to feel what I'm stitching. So tell me if you're like that. Like, let me know in the comments. Are you like, because I understand the project base, like people want to get things done. They give themselves kind of like it helps them organize. And you know what? If that works for you, yeehaw, have fun. I'm thrilled for you. But if that does not work for you, do not feel bad. Like don't feel bad. You got to stitch the way it works best for you. I mean, this is meant to be a hobby that is fun, therapeutic, blesses you. I mean, you guys, I wouldn't have gotten through the last 4 months if I wouldn't have had stitching in my crafts, my stitching and crochet, because while I was sick with COVID, and when I did start feeling better, but I had no energy and I couldn't do anything, it was so nice to have a hobby and to be able to I could at least be in my chair. I could stitch, I could take a nap, I could stitch, I could rest, and just, but it gave me something to do. And it was therapeutic, calming. And instead of feeling bad about how I was doing or frustrated, or I mean, you're already feeling those things when you've been sick, or you're facing a crisis, or you're dealing with anything hard, or the world is hard right now with everything going on, with Ukraine and all the things, right? We need safe places where we just feel joy, and where it's fun, where we get excited, where we enjoy the colors, we enjoy the patterns. And, don't feel bad if you've started a project and you're like, I don't like this right now, or I'm not interested in it. Put it away and get out the ones that bring you joy and work on those, and you'll circle back. There'll come a point where you'll be like, oh, it's like shopping in your stuff again, and all of a sudden you'll rediscover an old project that you haven't worked on in a while, and you fall in love with it again. You know what I mean? So enjoy what you do. Enjoy what you do. And if you enjoy doing it, the WIP goes and the organizing it, that's fantastic. And if you're like me and you don't want to be told what to do, and you want to just feel what you're going to stitch that day, do it that way. So I just say, make this hobby yours and have fun with it. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for just wandering through all my WIPs, and I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how you stitch. Feel free to reach out to me. My email's down in the show notes below. And if any of you guys, I love connecting with you guys and reading your comments. And now that I'm back, I'm going to try to get back on a regular schedule of posting, and I'll get back into sharing my you know, anything that I finished, because I have finished a few things since I saw you guys, and I'll keep up on my WIPs and all the things. So enjoy some happy stitching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.